But what's the likelihood of someone like that, that maybe they've traveled, maybe they haven't, either way, succeeding in their role, but now they're over, that new territory.
I okay, let me try answering an impossible question. I
Gosh,
mean, this goes back to the guy who had never left the United States.
yeah.
And he had an engineering type background, I
Mhm,
think. So he was very logical, process,
mhm,
and strategic oriented. So he could figure out how to leverage the conferences that were coming in close to him to do it.
mhm.
Okay. There are other people that are just so scared of other languages and cultures, they're not going to make it work.
Right.
What's
That's, yeah.
interesting is a lot of the entrepreneurs that I have interviewed on the podcast. So this is not research that I've read anywhere.
Mhm.
This is just
Empirical
years of
data.
paying attention, observing, is that a lot of them have lived internationally, had a parent from another country, so they'd
Mhm.
go visit. They were in a community with people, so they had some exposure. And that's what made them more interested in going international. I mean, I lived in Mexico, Taiwan, and the Philippines when I was a kid. So I love languages
Yeah.
and cultures, even though I look like I'd be a traditional, American person. So
Right.
it's understanding that it's like hiring anybody for a job. You've got to have a
Mhm.
conversation with them and figure out what their interest and capabilities
So
are.
it's someone, it sounds like, and that's a great answer, by the way, because it's opened my mind to this idea. Like, it's someone who is either resourceful and
Mhm.
they just know how to figure things out, or or it's someone who already has a connection in some way to something outside of the US that is way different, and that barrier to entry is already kind of torn down. So they're
Right.
okay. There's no risk there for them personally.
Right. And that's like you. I mean, not a lot of marketing podcasts have people with global growth on it.
Mhm,
You've been international extensively. You take your
mhm,
kids international.
mhm.
You're open to this and know that it's an opportunity for your clients. So I love
Yes.
that you're exploring this in your strategy work and
Yes.
expanding growth.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, it's exciting to me. Like I had mentioned before, I don't know if previously or on here, I love meeting new people from new places because I love learning how they live. Um,
Yes.
I don't ever want to think that the way I live is the only way that people live, because it's not, and it's not the only right way either.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely not.
you know,
Yeah.
there's